Check this out, show live and direct.
From the Whiskey 61 Lounge, it's Mississippi's only food sports show on the airwaves. We're the only World Food Championship host in the state. This is the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
It's been a wild show this morning, or I feel like it has. We've got a lot going on and still have an interview after the show, so that's cool. Happy, first week and Memorial Day week to everybody. We decided to knock out 4 incredible shows because that's what we do. And we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We've got a great giveaway today. We're giving away 2 rounds of golf to Dancing Rabbit Golf Club. And you guys are pouring in the text line. It's pretty awesome, and thank you. We want to know how you're feeling today. And because that's how we are. We tug at the emotional heartstrings of Mississippi and Jackson, Mississippi, and sports and entertainment. And so via the Ag Up Equipment text line, tell us how you're feeling today. We've had some great texts. That's how you enter, and best text will win 2 rounds of golf to Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, the Azaleas or the Oaks. They just renovated Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, which is super cool. And while you're there, you can go to the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and Lounge, full bar and food, and you can bet on U.S. Open golf, NBA Finals, Formula One, and, of course, college football and NFL futures win totals. That's awesome. And eat at Philip M's while you're there, too. So the text number is 601-885-3776. 2 rounds of golf on the line. We've got several more that we'll give away over the next few weeks. And I think that's a great giveaway, Blake.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an introspective day today on the Out of Bounds Show, asking people to look within.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to know how you're feeling. All right. Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. We're excited to have the Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue, B3, one of the 2 food trucks here on property. And Jae Barnes is with us, and he's the director of catering and also the food trucks for B3, Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue in Madison and Brandon. And Jay and his team came out 2 months ago to my neighborhood and cooked an incredible kind of whiskey bourbon themed menu for us. And it was an absolute feast. And then we're going to tell you what else they're doing. So we want to welcome in Jae Barnes on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Jae Barnes, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Yes, sir. Good morning, man. How are you?
You doing good?
Yes, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I have to say this. I'm jealous. I told Blake an hour ago, I've been able to do, I think, some pretty cool things. But the one thing that I want to say that I have is a food truck. You know,
Yes,
there's a
sir.
cool factor there.
Oh, it is. It is. It's definitely, it's a lot of fun, man. It is.
It's a cool look. I love what y'all did. The blue and white looks great on there. And when you can pop open that thing, you know, when I drove in to my neighborhood clubhouse and you and your teammate, coworker were already there and y'all had the thing flipped up, there's a cool factor there.
Yeah, it's like it's inviting, and you just so happen to drive by it, and it makes you want to see, hey, what is this? What's going on?
Right. And then it makes me hungry.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Especially if you smell it.
That's right. That's right. Y'all did I don't know if you remember this, but you did kind of a whiskey bourbon soaked brisket.
Yes, sir. And that was some good stuff, man. So
It was amazing.
pretty much we took a wild twist on smoking some brisket for you guys. And basically it was a whiskey soaked brisket. But what we did was we used a Southern apple cider and whiskey and notes of coffee and brined it with it. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. And pretty much what we topped it with, we made our own au jus from those smoked drippings and more whiskey. So it was good, man.
And y'all did some bourbon balls?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, sir. I could eat my weight in those bourbon balls, man.
I had no idea what we were getting into when Steven hit me with that text. And he was like, bourbon balls will also be on the menu. I was like, how's this going to work? And they were delicious. And then the
bread pudding bites.
The bourbon infused bread pudding.
Yes, sir.
To cap off the night.
So we used a caramel whiskey glaze on top of the bread pudding bites. Lord.
I know it. Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It was an absolute feast by Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue B3. Jae Barnes joining us on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. So, how's everything going with catering in the food truck at B3?
We're actually summertime is usually one of our busiest seasons.
Okay.
So we're slowly, of course, getting into a full blast of summer. But man, it's going. It's definitely keeping us busy, and primarily I'm thankful that I do have a team that supports every single thing I do as the catering director with the food trucks and of course with catering itself.
Sure.
Because you need it. You definitely need a strong support system, man.
I can't imagine. You said this weekend you're going to Ashton Park?
Mm-hmm. That's Saturday, yes, sir.
And they're doing a neighborhood deal?
Yeah.
I bet y'all do that several times. Well,
Yeah,
you did that with us,
of
but
course.
throughout the year.
Absolutely. And the main thing I love about it, man, it's always a different place. It's always a different neighborhood, a different business, a different group of people, different menu items that we do. Every single food truck event is different, which that's why I love it. You know?
Yeah.
It just keeps it fresh, keeps it you looking forward to something new every single day.
Something else I was thinking about, I'm sure you've done this, but if somebody's listening that owns a business or is a decision maker, to thank their employees, whatever day of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Mm-hmm.
they can bring you on site
Absolutely.
and feed everybody in the business or the company, right?
Yes, sir. And pretty much we're only a call or a text away. You say, "Hey Jay, I'm with so and so company and I have this many people.
40
I need a food
employees.
truck." Yeah, I have 40 employees. We talk about a few things and I'm there. The process is easy.
Yeah, y'all made it. Considering the menu that you just described and pulled off for our neighborhood guys group, you made it look real easy. It wasn't, but everything was just clockwork, and the food was magnificent. And the feedback that we got was unbelievable. In fact, my son had some of that brisket, and he went crazy.
Oh man.
He was talking about the au jus that your team
Yes, sir.
created.
I've got to admit something too, man. So of course, we definitely took part in cooking everything, but man, I tell you, sometimes a piece of brisket might fall off while you're plating, and believe you me, I ate it.
Yeah, you have to do the research and develop.
Yeah, you got to sample your product, man.
That's
But
what we do.
That
Like-
was amazing.
Like Tito's is a client of ours, and I have to make sure that I have a Tito's vodka Bloody Mary every now and then,
Absolutely.
just to make sure everything's good.
Yes, sir. But most definitely, man, I do want to commend our executive chef, Nick, because his recipes, man, are the best.
Nick's a freak.
He is. The guy can cook.
You know what Blake and I've fallen in love with? And Blake's the one that put me on it. I've known your food's good for a while, when we're visiting with Jae Barnes, director of catering, B3 Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue, Madison and Brandon, and he joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. You can watch the show right now. Jay's much better looking than I am, and younger. You can go to YouTube and search Out of Bounds Sports, and you can see us in the cool set that we're hanging out on. But Blake introduced me to the fried Dirty Bird wrap.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yes, sir.
And we replaced the white barbecue sauce with comeback sauce, and the side is onion rings, and we eat it at least twice a month.
Nice.
I know it.
Some good stuff, man.
Yeah, no doubt about
What's
it.
your favorite thing on the menu?
Oh, here we go.
I mean,
Put me on the
Let's
spot,
put
man.
the pressure
Well,
on
you've
Jae
probably-
Barnes early.
You've probably tried more than I have. 'cause
Man,
I'm
oh
a man
my
of
God.
routine.
I have had every single item that we have
See?
to offer. But
There you go.
by far, I'd have to say my favorite is most definitely the brisket, because I'm a huge barbecue guy. I love some
Yes.
barbecue, man. But that brisket, it's something serious.
No, it is, and there are a lot of people that do it well, and y'all do it at a very high level. I didn't know
Of
y'all were
course.
going to pull that off.
It's only one way, and that's the B3 way to
There
do
you
it.
go.
Well, I was sold, and I have a very
On them for quite some time.
okay. Steven said y'all have a huge one in the fall.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be like 150 a head.
Mm-hmm.
So people need to understand, even though you know the burgers and the sandwiches and all that's great, y'all don't just do that. Kind of like you did for my neighborhood. Y'all can create. Chef Nick can create a big time menu.
Absolutely.
And now today, now, all right, so how many times do you have two food trucks?
2 food trucks, yes, sir.
Okay. How many times a month on average are they out?
Man, I'm not sure because I speak with people at least almost daily inquiring about the food trucks. Now, primarily, our Madison location is, closer to hospitals and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So we definitely get more business food truck wise with the Madison location, but the Brandon one is up and running also.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Do you ever have to bring both on site?
Oh yeah. Yes, indeed.
What's the biggest event or number of people or party that you've done maybe in the last year or so with the food trucks?
I'd have to say probably we fed the entire Nissan plant.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Oh yeah. The entire plant.
That's a lot of people.
Yes, sir. It took us roughly around, and of course, they have different shifts. And but we fed every single shift, and I think it was maybe a 2 or 3 day process, but we got it done.
Wow.
We got it done.
Okay. So y'all fed the entire Nissan team in Canton.
Yes, sir.
And it's like 3 different schedules.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all pulled that off.
Oh yeah, it took.
It's over 1,000 people.
It took some
Maybe over 2,000 people.
It's way over 1,000.
3,000. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
But it definitely took some crazy long days and some crazy hours because for some of us the day started at like 1 a.m. And I mean it is what it is, man.
Shifts. Yeah. 2, 3, 4 different shifts at Nissan. Speaking of, and thank you, Jay. Our show is brought to you by the Nissan Pathfinder at Cannon Nissan in Jackson. So shout out to the, I think the Cannon Nissan guys need to bring the burgers, blues, and barbecue truck on site and feed everybody. We're hanging out with Jae Barnes, Director of Catering, B3, Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue. And what are you cooking for us today?
So today I'm doing the fried dirty birds, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I have to do our classic burgers.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
I'm hungry. Blake, are you?
Yes, I'm starving.
I mean, I didn't eat much this morning. Jermaine's coming in after the show. We'll do an interview with her. And then we're also going to have I don't even think she knows, we're going to have a feast.
Well, I've been eating healthy, man. I've been like fasting.
Have you been on that healthy train?
Yeah, I've been fasting. So I do intermittent fasting. I've been doing this for like 2.5 weeks
Good
now.
hell.
I eat 1 meal a day and I don't eat carbs or sugars. So I've been like super healthy, focused.
Okay. Is this because of a girl?
No, I'm just I'm trying to get in. I've been lazy my whole life. I was like, ugh, how can I get in shape but be lazy about it? And I was like, well, I don't have to work out. I can just fast, and then it makes my body go into ketosis and burn fat, and then I don't have to work out, and I still get a good look.
Okay, so you're buying this intermittent fasting thing.
I've seen the proof. I know firsthand. Have friends who have done it, and it works.
Let's
like
ask the
cheating.
listeners. Have you ever done this?
Absolutely.
No, me neither. All right, let's ask the listeners. I kind of did it in the Dominican, but not on purpose. I was in the Dominican Republic last week for my son's senior trip.
Nice.
Yeah. It was great. Everything was awesome except the food. But I mean, the accommodations, people, incredible. Let's ask the listeners what they think about Blake's new approach on eating.
You got it. Sometimes I've always been a eat everything all the time whenever you want type guy.
Yes, you
because
have.
I love food. I love food
Well, hell, I
so
do too.
much. And I've never been you can't eat this or you can't eat that guy. So like I've definitely eaten my fair share of delicious, tasty treats. But I just figured, you know what? Summer, I was like, I can do this. It's not that hard. And it really hasn't been.
Okay, intermittent fasting is you eat or whatever, you finish at night. And then you don't eat again till like noon the next day?
So my times that I've given myself are between 2 to 8 p.m. So I can eat anything I want between 2 to 8 p.m. But I tend to only eat 1 meal because when I eat that meal, I'm full. And then I'm not hungry anymore.
And you cut out carbs?
I don't eat I've had, so yesterday was the first time I've had like any tiny little bit of carbs in like 2 weeks because I had sushi. But I ate a lot of sashimi. And then I only had like a little bit of sushi rice with my sushi, so I didn't eat a ton of rice.
All right, we're bringing in a kind of a nutritionist after the show, and Jermaine Benoit. And so here's what I read recently, and Jay can weigh in if he wants, and we've got Jae Barnes with Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue B3 with us. I read recently that you do need just a little bit of carbs at night to be able to sleep. So I don't carb, as you know, morning and 90% of the time at lunch.
Yeah.
But now, if we're doing that fried chicken dirty bird wrap, I'm going to have some of that wrap.
Yeah.
And if Jay does fries or onion rings, I'm going to have some of those. I'm not going to eat like I'm 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But anyway, so here's the deal.
Hey, I can do that chicken grill now too.
No, we got to go fried.
Okay.
It's so much better fried.
I love
it.
that Jay.
Is.
It's
It
not
is.
even a
And I
debate.
love grilled chicken, but I cook that all the time at the house.
Yeah.
I live on protein, but I read, I can't remember where, and I can't remember if I bookmarked it, but I read where you need to eat 3 hours before you go to bed. I do that 90-something% of the time.
I try to do that too. Nothing after 8 p.m. minimum. Like the latest is 8.
Oh no, I'm more because of our schedule. I know. Well, Jay's on it. You're in the restaurant business.
Y'all talking to the wrong
I
person.
know. And look,
The
I
wrong
used to work at Nick's restaurant. You know, it was on Lakeland Drive then it went to Fondren, and then Shapley's. I was bartender and managed that, and now Kessler Prime. But I used to get off at 11 a.m., not be able to wind down until 1 p.m., watch Sports Center. I lived that whole life in the 90s. But the bottom line is, Blake, I've gotten pretty disciplined on not eating 3 hours prior to going to bed.
I try to eat dinner at 6. That's my goal.
I
is
love
at
that
6
to 6:30 window.
And normally I do that. But occasionally, you know how it is.
Oh,
Things
hell,
don't
you can't
line
do it
up.
every single
No,
night.
it doesn't line up.
I'll blow through that tonight.
Yeah.
I got a dinner in Starkville. It's not going to line up.
You know what I want to go get though from B3 because it's like right in my wheelhouse of what I can eat is that smoked chicken.
Oof.
And I can eat brisket. I
How
can eat as
good
much
is that,
protein
Jay?
as
That
I want,
smoked
but that
chicken's good,
smoked
man.
chicken is so good.
It is.
So good.
Mm.
It is.
I
It's
could do
crazy,
that right
man,
now.
Hearing you guys talk about, of course, eating and how we have like opposite struggles. My entire life, dude, I was a stick. Like a stick. And maybe about, I'd say a year and a half ago, I actually started, working out some and eating a lot more. Man, I'm probably eating 4,500 calories a day.
Wow.
But that's just my personal goal to, gain weight and bulk up. But
Sure. You
Oh,
do
man.
look like you've been working out.
just a little bit.
Swole.
Just a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
what the kids say. He's swole.
Swole.
How many days a week do you try to work out?
Lord, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Probably 6.
Are you serious?
Probably 6. Oh yeah.
Damn, Jay.
Man, if I showed you a picture of how I used to look, you wouldn't believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
You were skinny like me?
Man, I was smaller than you.
Yeah.
Literally, my lunch would be a pack of nabs and a Red Bull, and I'm good to go.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Now,
That is very
now
low
you're probably
pounds.
doing a lot of protein.
Oh yeah. Yes indeed, man.
Okay. All right. Jae Barnes on the Out of Bounds show.
I need
Bo
that-
Bounds, Blake Maney.
I need that workout routine, bro. I'm trying to get swole too.
Where do you work out?
It's called a Focus Fit in Pearl.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Speaking of Pearl, we have a couple of clients over there. Let's talk about Extra Mile Automotive. Anything under the hood, Extra Mile Automotive. It's right there by Pizza Shack in Pearl, which is really good pizza. And you know where that is?
Of
Jay?
course.
Yeah. And Mississippi Braves. Braves will be back in town next week, Blake.
That's correct.
All right.
Tuesday through Sunday.
And they have Big Wave Golden Ale out there, which is delicious beer.
Yes, it is.
It's from Hawaii.
Absolutely.
They call it Liquid Aloha. And they also have Stella and Michelob Ultra. You got another question for
well, you
Jae
made me
Barnes?
think about crawfish with the big wave. Are you a crawfish
Do
guy?
you like crawfish, Jay?
To be completely honest, I love the flavor of crawfish, but dude, the process, you got to do all that peeling for that.
I know.
Come on, man.
I used to do that, and now I love it. So my wife
No,
has
sir.
always loved it. I think she kind of liked the process. Wendy, she could sit down. She's tiny, and she could, eat crawfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just eat a few. And then something happened the last couple of years, and I smash them now. But, because we go to Mud Bugs.
Oh yeah. Now crab legs, that's different, man. But crawfish,
I
wow.
love the whole cracking of the
Man.
crab legs and putting the butter out and
Squeeze
Dip-
the lemon on that joint and dip it in.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
yeah. And you pair that with like some Patron Reposado. Oh my gosh. Over ice with a lime or an orange. That's what I'm talking about. Where'd you grow up?
So pretty much, man, I was born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay. All right. What's the furthest away you've been to take the food truck? Like, have you been to Vicksburg, Meridian?
I want to say it wasn't that far away, but I'm thinking Morton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went down I-20 towards
Yeah.
Meridian.
We've
All right.
also been to Carthage too.
Yeah, towards Starkville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll head right by there today, the big town of Carthage.
Nice.
I got a ticket there last year. It was really unfortunate. Sometimes I have a heavy foot, and
That's me all the time, man.
yeah, I just didn't work out
All the time.
I got to either get a slower car or pay attention more. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. But Jae Barnes joining us on the Out of Bounds show. He's the director of catering for Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue, B3, and that includes their 2 food trucks. We did a deal with them out at my neighborhood 2 months ago, and it was amazing. Jay and them did whiskey bourbon soaked brisket. They did bourbon balls. And what was the dessert again, Jay?
It was the bread pudding bites, but it was topped with a whiskey caramel.
Incredible. It was so good. And there were some leftovers, which meant I had to. Oh, that's when I told you, Blake, I ate that in the morning, and I don't do. This is how good it was, Jay. Then I ate that dessert the next morning before coming in studio,
Nice.
and I usually don't do that.
Nice.
It's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got a business, you want to celebrate and thank your employees, bring a food truck on site. That's easy. Jay and his team can do that from B3. If you're doing a neighborhood get together and you want to do something for the whole neighborhood HOA, they'll come on site, cook great food. If you're booking a wedding, they're doing a $150 a pop a head wedding with all kinds of extravagant, cool, high-end, high-quality food through Chef Nick. You can do that. And 4th of July, just all sorts of things, whatever you're doing. Celebrate. Schools, I know he'll go to
Schools,
MRA,
hospitals,
Madison
everywhere.
Central, Hartfield, Prep, Clinton, Brandon, Northwest Rankin, St. Anne, all of them, any of them. B3. Jay, thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank
We're
you
about
guys,
to
man.
have a feast. Fried
Y'all-
chicken, dirty bird wraps.
Y'all ready to eat?
Yeah, and burgers here on the Out of Bounds show. So we appreciate Jay and Steven in B3, Burgers, Blues, and Barbecue in Madison and Brandon. Have a great Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the Out of Bounds show on ESPN 105.9, The Zone ESPN. I can't believe that Blake's doing intermittent fasting. I'm going to have to ask Jermaine about this in about 20 minutes. Have a great day. Don't forget Apple Podcasts. Search the Out of Bounds show with Bo Bounds and Spotify. See you tomorrow.